Hello dear students. In this section we have fundamental trigonometric identities. We have three of them, which is sine x and cosine x and tan x. You can use trigonometric identities to simplify trigonometric expressions. We have some trigonometric identities here. We have negative angle identities. For sine and tan, if the angles are negative, it will be negative sine and negative tan. But for cosine, if the angle is negative, it will be positive cosine. And we have another identities, which is Pythagorean identities. For example, we have cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals to 1. Here we can rewrite this one as two another forms. For example, let me write it here. We can move sine to the other side. It will be cosine squared theta equals to 1 minus sine squared theta. And for that one, we can move cosine to the other side. It means sine squared theta equals to 1 minus cosine squared theta. So we can create two another rules from this rule. Also, this one the same. If we move 1 to the other side, tan square equals 1 over cosine square minus 1. And in here, if we move 1 to the other side, it will be 1 over tan square equals to 1 over sine square minus 1. And we have simple identity, which is tan theta equals to sine over cosine. What about cosine over sine? What is it? So it means 1 over tan theta equals to cosine theta over sine theta. In example 1, we have proving trigonometric identities. I made it like multiple choices to make it easier. Which one is equivalent with 1 over sine tan x? We don't have any rule for sine, so we leave it like that. But for tan, we have sine over cosine. So it means we can, instead of tan, we can rewrite sine over cosine. So we have 1 over sine theta. We have a multiplication of sine over cosine theta. These two sine are cancelled, so we have 1 over cosine theta. So branch A is the true answer. In here, we have which one is equivalent with 1 over sine theta. So it will be 1 over sine negative theta. It will be negative sine theta. So we have negative sine theta. Or we can rewrite like negative 1 over sine theta. So branch A also here is true. Let's move to the checkout examples. Which one is equivalent with sine multiplied by 1 over tan? We cannot do anything with sine, so we rewrite as itself. We have sine theta multiplied by, for 1 over tan, we say that equals to cosine theta over sine theta. So sine theta with sine theta is cancelled. Cosine is remaining. So cosine theta is remaining. It means branch C is the true answer. For branch 2, for example, to which one is equivalent with 1 minus 1 over cosine theta? To solve this example, we have 1 as itself minus 1 over cosine negative theta. It will be cosine theta. It will be by positive. So as you see, we don't have any choices like this. So we put it, we find the common denominator for both of them. Here we have denominator, which is 1. We multiply both sides, numerator and denominator, by cosine theta. And that one multiplied by cosine theta as well. So it will be cosine theta over cosine theta minus 1 over cosine theta. We can say that it will be cosine theta minus 1 over cosine theta. So which choice we have as this one? We have branch C, which is the true answer. For example 2, we have using trigonometric identities to rewrite trigonometric expression. The difference here, the question asks to rewrite in terms of cosine theta. So we have which one is equivalent in simplest form, which one is equivalent in simplest form with sine squared theta over 1 minus cosine theta in terms of cosine theta. Let's solve it here. For sine square, we have 1 minus cosine square as the rule. 1 minus cosine theta, cosine squared theta over 1 minus cosine theta. Here we have the difference of two squares. It will be 1 minus cosine theta multiplied by 1 plus cosine theta, not square, just cosine theta, over 1 minus cosine theta. 1 minus cosine with 1 minus cosine are cancelled, so 1 plus cosine theta is remaining. It means 1 plus cosine theta branch B is the right answer. For branch B, we have 1 over cosine theta minus tan sine theta in terms of cosine. So if it is in terms of cosine, immediately branch D is not true. So we solve this one. It will be, let's solve it here. It will be 1 over cosine theta as itself minus tan theta will be sine theta over cosine theta multiplied by sine theta. These two we have to multiply them. It will be 1 over cosine theta multiplied by sine minus sine multiplied by sine, it will be sine squared theta over cosine theta. Here we have like denominators. It will be cosine theta and 1 minus sine squared theta, it will be cosine square theta. Immediately you can write 1 cosine with another cosine is cancelled. Cosine theta is remaining. So it means branch C is the right answer. This is how we solve in terms of cosine. For check it out examples, ask for in terms of sine. We have to do it in terms of sine. So we can solve this one here. We have cosine square over 1 minus sine square. Let's solve it here. For cosine square, it will be 1 minus sine square theta. And we have 1 minus sine theta. Again, it's a difference of two square. So we can write one time by positive and one time by negative. 1 minus sine theta multiplied by 1 plus sine theta over 1 minus sine theta. These two immediately will cancel. 1 plus sine theta is remaining. So 1 plus sine theta is our true answer. For second example, we have 1 over tan square in terms of sine. So it means branch C, we have cosine is not true. We have a rule, if you remember, 1 plus 1 over tan square equals to 1 over sine square. We have a rule like this. 1 plus 1 over tan squared theta. On the table, we have this rule. So equals to 1 over sine squared theta. We move this one to the other side. 1 over tan square is remaining. We move this one to the other side. It will be negative 1. So that one will be removed. 1 over tan square is remaining. It will be 1 over sine square minus 1. So branch A is the right answer. Let's move on to the exercises. For exercises, we have sine theta over 1 over cosine theta. So it will be sine over cosine, but you don't have to choose this one because it's set in simplest form. It will be sine over cosine. So sine over cosine equals to tan theta. For example 2, we have 1 over negative tan theta. You know that it will be minus 1 over tan theta because this negative, it will be by negative here. Example 3, which one is equivalent cosine square in bracket 1 over cosine square minus 1 in simplest form? So we can distribute this one for both of them. It will be cosine square theta over cosine square theta minus cosine square theta. That one will be 1 minus cosine square theta. 1 minus cosine square theta, it will be sine square theta. So branch A is the true answer. Here, for example 4, we have to write in terms of cosine, so branch D is not true. 1 over sine, we have as itself. Multiply by tan over tan, it will be sine theta over cosine theta. These two will cancel. 1 over cosine theta is remaining. So branch A. For example 5, we can solve it like that. 1 plus 1 over cosine theta, and we have this one. That one we can rewrite as cosine theta, cosine square theta. It will 1 minus sine square, it will be cosine square. Multiply this one for the bracket. It means we are going to distribute it. It will be cosine square theta plus cosine square over cosine square. These two will cancel. It will be cosine square theta minus plus 1. So it will be 1 plus cosine square theta. For exercise number 6, this one, cosine square plus sine square, it will be 1 according to the rule. So it will be 1 plus tan square theta. On the table in the first page, we have it 1 plus tan square equals to 1 over cosine square theta. So 1 over cosine square theta is the true answer. Let's move on to the another exercises. Which one is equivalent with this? You know that that one will be cosine square, sine square theta. So sine square multiplied by 1 over cosine, it will be sine square theta over cosine square theta. So sine square over cosine square, it will be tan square theta. We are not going to choose this one because it's set in simplest form. So branch B is not true. Also branch A is not true because it is square. So it will not be tan because both of them are square, so it will be tan square. Here we have to find it, or we have to solve it in terms of sine. We have cosine theta multiplied by 1 over tan theta plus sine theta. How can we solve it? Let's solve it here. Cosine theta as itself multiplied by cosine theta over sine theta because it's 1 over tan. So plus sine theta. These two will be cosine square, and here it will be cosine square theta over sine theta. In here we can find the like denominators. Let's write this one. We have sine theta. Here we have denominator which is 1. We can find like denominators. It will be multiplied by sine theta. That one multiplied by sine theta. It will be sine theta as a denominator, and that one will be sine square plus cosine square is 1. So it will be 1 over sine. It will be 1 over sine. Do not multiply them to make it sine square, so it will be wrong. So branch D is wrong. For example number 15, first we have to look at the numerator. We have to find like denominator for both of them. So we can solve it here. 1 over cosine squared theta minus 1. Here we have denominator, which is 1 multiplied by cosine squared theta, and that one multiplied by cosine squared theta. So it will be cosine squared theta, and 1 minus cosine squared theta, it will be sine squared theta. So we, instead of numerator here, we can rewrite that one. It will be sine squared theta over cosine squared theta. 1 plus tan square, it will be 1 over, according to the rule, 1 over cosine, 1 over cosine squared theta. So denominator with the denominator will cancel. Sine square theta over 1 is remaining. So it will be sine squared theta. So branch C is the right answer. Here, which one is equivalent in simplest form? 1 minus sine cosine over tan. You know that we have 1 minus tan will be sine theta over cosine. We have sine theta multiplied by cosine theta. Flip sine over cosine, it will be 1 minus sine theta cosine theta multiplied by cosine theta over sine theta. Sine with sine will cancel. Cosine multiplied by cosine, it will be 1 minus cosine square theta, and that one will be sine square theta. So that one is also true. For exercise number 28, we have cosine theta and multiplied by tan theta plus 1 over tan. We can say that cosine theta multiplied by tan is sine theta over cosine theta plus 1 over tan is cosine theta over sine theta. If we multiply these two together, cosine with this cosine will cancel, sine is remaining, sine theta plus, if we multiply cosine to the another one, it will be cosine square over sine theta, cosine square over sine theta, and we can find like denominators, multiply by sine, because here we have sine, that one multiplied by sine, so it will be sine square plus cosine square, it means 1 over sine theta. So branch A is true. It's done. Thank you for listening.